emotional turmoil, emotional trauma that I've held on to for so long. That video was from my full moon tarot spread that I did 2 weeks ago, and with today being a new moon, let's do a little bit of a reflection on those cards. Where was I at is the strength card, and that still does make sense to me. I needed to pay attention to my strengths. I still do. I'm getting the strength card in some of my other readings, my personal readings that I don't post on social media. So there's still a lot of strength that I need to be paying attention to. I think I'm stronger than I think that I am. What was influencing me at the time was the moon in reverse. And I look at the moon as still a part of some things that, like walking around at night, and you can still kind of walk around, but you need to shine some light on some dark spaces. You still have a lot of light of where you're going, or that can lead you to places, but you still need to shine some light in some dark spaces. So I do think that that actually helped over the last 2 weeks. I think I uncovered a major core wound for my own personal development and my trauma, and how I've separated my physical body from my spiritual self, and it just kind of makes sense to me. So that just kind of tracks. What did I create since the last new moon, or the last new moon at the time of this reading, was paying attention to my emotions, which this actually helps. Pages are the learners and the listeners of the tarot. They pass messages back and forth. I'm starting to give my emotions a little bit more weight, and I'm allowing them to speak to me more often. So I'm listening to them a little bit more, and I think that was a good checking point. What was no longer serving me at 2 weeks ago? Making a change, not making a change. It was the death card. Death actually does not mean actual death. It means something needs to die in order for something to grow. With a reversed card, we have block, delayed, healing, or internal energy. I do think that I needed to heal from some things before I could move on and make a change, which does kind of make sense to me. I am making a little bit more of a change, an actual mental change to what I need to change or die or change or whatever in order to grow. So it was a very internal thing, and I think I've finally been awakened to that. How could I let go and release the energy? It's still anxieties and fears. I just need to let go of myself a little bit more, be a little bit more open with you guys. I'm trying really hard to still be myself. I'm still being myself. I'm just not, and I'm not lying. I'm trying to find the balance between what I want the internet to know and what I don't want the internet to know, I guess, essentially. What can I learn during this cycle was the High Priestess, and she is all about secrets, and she wants me to prove myself worthy of those secrets, of that scroll that's inside of her, in her hand, and she's giving me a little glimpse as to what my life could look like, but she's not letting me just walk right on through. So, yeah, what can I learn is just trusting myself more, proving myself more, being softer with myself more, not putting so much pressure on myself, loosening up a little bit, or even just saying I'm worthy already. The card at the bottom of the deck was the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Knights are the doers of the deck. Wands is our fire. It's our associated with our creative passions and our energies and aspirations. I did say in the previous video that I haven't really put formulated a full picture of what my future life can look like, or what it should look like, or what I want it to look like, and I've still been piecing that together. So I think that is starting to still kind of take hold, but it's still something that I am working on putting together. So all this mostly tracks for me. I didn't quite know it at the time, but I did, as I was doing the Artist's Way. I think I mentioned it earlier, I think with the moon, that I did some healing and I figured out what my core wound is, which not a lot of people can figure that part out. I figured out what it was for me, and I realized kind of that my nervous system does not feel safe even around me. Like, it's very strange to say it that out loud. It just doesn't feel safe around me. And so I'm trying to let it know that it can trust me. And that is how I'm going to flip over the Knight of Wands to be able to go forward. That's how I'm going to flip over the Moon card to keep going and following the light. That's how I'm going to work on flipping over the Nine of Swords to get over my fears and anxieties. That is how I'm going to work with the High Priestess. Just being able to let my nervous system feel comfortable around me, and letting it know that I am the one that's keeping it safe. And that's the big core wound, one of the big core wounds that I discovered about myself over the last 2 weeks. So with your tarot spread that you got, how did your reflection go?